Okay, we're going to try this. I got to turn the air off. It's a little loud. So we're going to try and hot glue these two. This is part 2, by the way, of our project. This lesson on making a bowl out of this piece of pine, wet pine. This should be interesting. I have heard you have to sharpen the tools quite a bit when wood's wet. So we're going to find out. Pine is a little knotty anyway. I'm going to have a knot there, here. Looks like a couple in here. So we're going to see. But what I need, this is what happens when you don't have money. You get creative. You take a piece of plumbing. It's a, well, I forgot what it's called. It's a plate, the floor plate for a piece of pipe. You screw a piece of pipe in here. It normally sits on the floor like that. Screw it in and you have a pipe. But no, what we're going to do, what I had to do is buy this because I couldn't afford the face plate for the lathe. Let me get this over here. So it actually screws onto here. But what I need, since it's not really thick enough to go on the lathe, let me bring this over here, show you what I'm talking about. So you can see if I screw this on, it can go all the way on, but then the wood screws in. Well, you screw the face plate into the wood like that, then you screw this onto here. Well, I can't have this alone because this threaded part goes all the way through and would hit the wood. So I've been doing this with these 2 washers, which works great. I mean, it works great, but what I'm going to do is hot glue these together so that they go on straight, basically. They're not all crooked and out of balance. And I might eventually hot glue them onto here like that, but I'm not sure about that part. Or actually it would go like that. I'm not sure I'm going to do that, but whoops, there we go. So let me put this back over here. I think the glue gun is just about ready. And we're going to find out how this works. I want to make sure I get to where you can see it. Okay, so we're going to try it. I sure hope this works. It should work. That's it. Whoops. Put these together. I see why they call it hot glue, because it's hot. Just want to clean this out. And that should be perfect. That is already glued together, set together. That should be perfect. So now I have 1 thick washer instead of 2 small ones. Perfect. All right. Maybe what I'll do, normally I would put a glue block. I would do it on this side since it's a little flatter. Normally I would put like a glue block on here and then put this on here on top of that. I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I think I'm just going to put this straight on. I'm going to have to do it on this side first. And I'm not real comfortable with that because this isn't exactly straight. So my first job is going to be to get this flat on both sides. Get these flat. And I might put a glue block on it. So we will try. Not sure how this is going to work, folks. I have never done something like this. I am hoping and praying it does not fly off the lathe. Yeah, this should be very interesting. Okay, so I'll just leave the camera on, let you guys watch it. Boring. If you want to go get some coffee or something, you can do that. Get some popcorn. I'll put some screws in here. And I think I'm going to use some self-tapping screws. And they're going to be longer than normal because this is pretty deep, but they're not going to stay in there. Eventually I have a glue block. Oops, that's the wrong one. Oh, somehow they got in the wrong box. But these are self-tapping screws, wood screws. And I want to use those because they're going to go deeper so that I get a better grip. It'll be a more stable connection. I think I need this bit. Okay. Whoops. These are star bits, which are I have converted from Phillips screws to these star bit screw heads because they rarely ever strip out on you. The other thing is I'm not, uh-oh, you know what? That went all the way into the wood. That's not going to work, is it? Okie dokie. That's a first. Let me get the other screws. Let me try this one. And that's a Phillips. I don't want that. I've been told that you should split the wood in half. I think it has something to do with the end grain. I think if I'm going to like carve out this section to be the bowl, it's a little bit more difficult to lathe. So I'll probably eventually, I'm just going to flatten these out, like I said, the two ends. Since I don't have a table saw, I'm going to try it with the lathe. I think it's that one. Yeah, since I don't have a table saw, I'm going to try it with the lathe. And let's just see how it works. I really don't know how it's going to work. I think I'll put 4 in there. I don't want to take a chance of it. I hope I don't split the wood. That's what my other fear is. Right now I just want it to be a stable connection. All right. It's definitely not centered. We're going to find out what happens. This could be a disaster. I'm going to turn this way. Can you see it? Oh, I don't know if you can even see it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, because on my screen it paused. The video paused. So what I'm going to do is stop this. This will be part 2. We'll go on to part 3 after this one.